Okay, so I've just been walking up these old destroyed tracks and found this rock. You can see maybe little garnets in it. I'm gonna try to break this because this is a pretty heavy piece. I've still got a long way to go. I'm walking up the main dirt road. I'm maybe a third of the way up. I've been finding, I'm sure it's impossible to see, finding lots of little pieces of garnet, some little pieces with garnets. Nothing extremely exciting, but definitely some cool stuff. Like right here. I just came upon this huge pit. I mean, not that it's that huge or deep, but check out what's on the side. I don't know if this is considered azurite at this point, but it is exceedingly blue. So I'm gonna grab a bunch of this stuff and maybe look down in that pit for anything interesting, and then head back down and hopefully find the group soon. Okay, this area was just nearby the other place. Look at this. I'm sure what this looks like on video isn't as cool as in person. Very neat. Another little pit. I've been digging into this apparent vein of like green and yellow green, and I'm starting to find some interesting stuff. Like this is really green. So I'm hoping I can go like get some better chunks. It seems to be getting harder and harder in this little spot. So just dig some of this out of the way. Let's see this piece.
Yeah, you can see that just about everything up here has got garnets in it. And then this one's got garnets. So that's a garnet right there.
So is this the wall?
Well, these are here, and right there are the ones where you dig them out of the wall. And then the vein is right over there. This one, so this will give you
Now I'll show you some of the rocks I found and I'll give you an idea of what kind of potential they have. I'll start with the Almandine garnets. This is one of the better pieces that I found, and I'm pretty sure I found it somewhere near the bottom of the mountain. As you go higher, the garnets get bigger, but the quality also gets a lot worse. I found this bigger piece up higher on the mountain, and as you can see, the color is just a lot duller. We were told that you could soak these rocks in water for a few weeks and it would somewhat dissolve out the schist, or at least make it a lot easier to dig them out, but I soaked it for like 6 months and it was still just about as hard as when I found it, so that's probably not going to work for you. I used a Dremel with a diamond bit to start digging out this garnet, and that's pretty effective. So now for the malachite and chrysocolla. I found quite a bit of this type rock that has what seems like just a residue of malachite on it, and I cut it hoping that there'd be cool veins going through it, and sometimes that works. It's really hit or miss. So in this case, there really wasn't much. Here's another example, and you can see there's some green in the middle, but like I said, it's really hit or miss. Yeah, so this one had inclusions of chrysocolla in it, which was pretty neat. In one of the pits, I found a lot of rocks that were pretty chalky, And although the color is pretty cool, they really aren't that great. So I would just avoid anything that's really lightweight. You can't really do anything with it, and they're really brittle. You can just crumble it with your fingernail pretty much. It's a lot better if you can find a rock that's heavier. So, like in this case, it looks like it might actually be more than just a residue on the rock. And I polished a very similar rock and ended up with this, which is pretty nice. It kind of varies. So there's, for the most part, it'll be pretty good color, but then you can see on a couple of those edges, it's kind of just a chalky, dull kind of polish. So I guess you can get kind of lucky or not with that kind of rock. Your best bet is to find an actual solid chunk of this chrysocolla, and this polishes up great. And the rock that I found it in was generally pretty solid and had a deeper color as well. So I guess I'll finish off the video with just showing some of the examples of these rocks that I polished up. Here's a piece that had some chrysocolla little micro veins going through it. I left the one side rough and polished the rest. And you can see it turned out pretty nice. And here's some other pieces. One thing I wanted to note about polishing these rocks is that dark background rock that the chrysocolla is in basically turns into mud when you try to polish it up. So it's really difficult to get a polish just using a normal rock tumbler. So here I was using a Genie, which has the 6 wheels with the different grits, and that makes it a lot easier to get a nice polish. So I guess that's it for this video, and I guess hopefully you'll know a little bit more about what to expect if you end up going to the Sedalia claim yourself.